Cha Cha Real Smooth is the second feature-length film from writer, director, editor, producer, actor, everything under the sun. Cooper Raff, which I think his name is. I could be saying that wrong. Rafe, maybe? Cooper Rafe? I'm going to say Rafe. I think that sounds the most correct. I've heard a ton of buzz around his first movie, Shithouse, which, especially if you watch Carson Runquist, you know a lot about this guy and that first movie. And I was really, really, really excited for Cha Cha Real Smooth, just because I've heard so much buzz around it, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to watch one of his films and review it. It's just I haven't gotten around to actually watching Shithouse yet, which after seeing Cha Cha Smooth, will definitely go and check out. And yeah, it finally dropped on Apple TV a couple of days ago. This premiered at Sundance and won the Audience Award, which was really cool to see. And yeah, let's get into my thoughts on Cha Cha Real Smooth. This is yet another win for 2022. I feel like I almost every month, or no, every other week, we're getting a movie that is legitimately great, and this is just another one of them. This did not disappoint in the slightest. I really loved Cha Cha Real Smooth. It was such a tightly written script, almost like immaculately across the board with this thing. None of it, so it does go for that more realistic dialogue, kind of akin to Juno, or something like that, which a lot of movies really don't pull off nowadays. A lot of movies really miss their mark on that kind of thing. And this movie, however, really hits the nail on the head. This movie sprints in the opposite direction from that, and the dialogue is so well put together and so not necessarily topical, but modern in a way that feels natural. That feels natural in a way a 22-year-old who just graduated college would talk. How a 13-year-old who is having his first girlfriend, his first crush, his first kiss would talk. How a jaded, broken down woman with a daughter who has autism would, talk. Just every character feels so natural and so real and so genuine and so human that it all just clicks together to make this really, really awesome experience with the script. The in-your-face cinematography and direction really worked to make this movie feel a lot more personal than it should have. Again, on paper, maybe this movie doesn't sound that interesting. It doesn't sound like the most enthralling thing in the world. But how well done almost all of the filmmaking techniques in this movie are, it puts it a step above anything else really coming out. Again, the cinematography, it never breaks to have a wide shot. It almost, there are a few scenes that you could consider as establishing shots in this movie. There's no wides, there's no, big swelling scenes. It's all very personal and up close and in your face. And I feel like that is Cooper Raiff's style. That's how he likes to present his movies and how he gets people to connect with these characters on a human level and have them be so realistic and so personal, like I was saying. And yeah, the way this movie is framed really, really helps push the story forward and push the whole connecting with the characters thing. And what I think makes this movie stand out so much more than other slice of life movies is, one, the characters and how well done all of the performances are, especially from both Cooper Raiff and Dakota Johnson. They had so much chemistry, but in such an anti-rom-com way. It wasn't forced. There was no big gestures. There was no like a meet cute. Kind of there is, but it's not your typical meet cute in a rom-com. They just had genuine performances that led their characters to feel like complex people, not just rom-com cliches. And that was the biggest point of this movie that I took away from it, is the scenes playing out in this felt so human and felt so brutally earnest that it's almost impossible not to connect with this movie. Both Dakota Johnson and Cooper Raiff gave performances in a way that felt like they were just talking. It didn't feel like a performance. It didn't feel like an act. It felt real. It felt, like that could have been a real 22-year-old guy that just graduated college, and the relationship he has with his mother and the relationship he has with his brother and his stepdad all feel real. There's no like big blowout arguments. There's no like middle act break. All of that, maybe like the bones of that are there, but they never feel cheap or unearned. They never feel like a ploy to get emotion from the audience. They never feel like a trick. All of this feels just like a stream of consciousness story about a guy figuring out himself after college. So it is kind of a spiritual successor to Shithouse in that way, which was all about college. And this movie is more of the aftermath. And here it really captures a specific time in somebody's life. Something I obviously haven't experienced yet, but something that feels so specific and so just like a snapshot, if that makes any sense. It feels like such a specific time in somebody's life that almost everybody can connect to, even if they're not at that age yet. There are people who, the cast of characters, there are certain people that are in each different stages of their lives that somebody can connect to. Somebody can connect to at one point, if that makes any sense. So that was a little jumbled, but yeah, it really goes above and beyond because of how brutally earnest and genuine and so well written. I mean, I cannot stress enough how great this script truly was and how much it pushes it farther than other movies, if that makes any sense. And again, with its honesty, with its just brutal honesty, with this is how life really pans out. It's not overly depressive, it's not a downer at all, but it's not fantastical. It doesn't romanticize anything. It hits that happy medium of a dramedy that movies like Little Miss Sunshine do, where, yes, there's always going to be setbacks and there's always going to be, bad things that happen to you, but you're going to keep living your life and better things are going to happen, and then worse things are going to happen, and then better things. It doesn't skew towards one direction in terms of emotion, and I think that really benefits from it. I just genuinely love this movie. I don't know why my voice just sounded like Kermit for a second, but I really connected with all of the characters. I really connected with the writing. I connected with the direction. It's just a movie that you connect with and that you feel all throughout. And it does pretty much every technique that you can think of in filmmaking so well. And it just feels like you're watching a specific situation play out. It doesn't feel like a performance. It doesn't feel like a cheap ploy to get emotion out of people. It feels human. It feels genuine. And the only issue I have with it is it's kind of a little uneven in that way. It is very messy with its editing in a purposeful way, but sometimes that can kind of, be a distraction from the really amazing story being unfolded out in front of you. It just at times can feel a little uneven, is what I'll say. But other than that, I really did enjoy Cha Cha Real Smooth. It's one of those movies where I don't have a ton to say about it, but that doesn't mean that I didn't absolutely love it. It just is so good on such a raw filmmaking level that it is kind of inspiring, because this is a movie that almost anybody can make. It's not a huge sprawling thing. It's not a Marvel movie. It's not something like Everything Ever All at Once, where it's just this massive thing where you have to think of so many different layers to it. This movie is just a human, earnest tale of a couple of people being intertwined in each other's lives and then being unintertwined in each other's lives. And I think it really, really just works on a really basic level. So yeah, Cha Cha Real Smooth is getting a very strong A- from me. I genuinely did love this thing, and I hope you guys go and check it out. So this is going to be my last review for just a little bit, as I'm working on my 100th video. I've decided it's going to be my Blu-ray collection. I worked out the logistics of a lot of other ideas, and it just wasn't possible for me at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a fully in detail look at all of these movies, because you've seen them in all of my videos. I've tried to do this so many times. I tried to live stream it. All of it didn't work, but I found out a way where this would work, where it's not going to be like a short run through, but it's also not going to be 3 hours long, because I think my last count was around 500 movies. So yeah, that'll be something for sure. But until then, I will see you guys later.